Eternal darkness.
A group of teenagers went hiking in the woods. 3 boys and 2 girls. They walked for miles and eventually they came to a clearing in the woods. There was a huge oak tree in the middle of the clearing and it was hollow. One of the boys looked into the hollow tree and saw something white at the bottom. He reached in and pulled it out. It was a note, and when he unfolded it he found, written in large red letters, the words, The teenagers laughed it off. They assumed someone had let in there to play a trick. It was getting late, and the sun was going down, so they decided to set up camp in the clearing. They pitched their tents and built a fire to cook some food. That night, one of the boys stayed up to keep watch while the other 4 went to sleep. In the morning, when they woke up, they found that the fire had gone out and their friend was nowhere to be seen. They couldn't understand why he would wander off. Then, one of the girls noticed something high up in the branches of the hollow tree. There was a big leather bag, and its handles were tangled in the branches. It was too high up, any of them to reach. On the second night, another boy stayed up to keep watch while the other 3 went to sleep. In the morning, the fire was out, and the boy had disappeared as well. The other 3 began to get worried. On the third night, one of the girls stayed up to keep watch, and the other 2 went to sleep. In the morning, the fire was out, and the girl had disappeared as well. The 2 teenagers who were left were very scared. They stayed by the tent and wondered what they should do. After a while, a forest ranger came by, and the teenagers called out to him. They explained that their friends had gone missing, and told him about the bag that was hanging in the tree. The forest ranger grabbed his rifle, took aim at the bag, and pulled the trigger. The bullet ripped through the handles, and the bag fell to the ground. When they opened the bag, they were horrified with what they had found. Inside were the severed heads of their missing friends. There was an 18-year-old girl named Diana, who was in her first year at college. She lived alone in a small apartment near her university. One night, she was washing her dishes after dinner when her phone suddenly started ringing. She picked it up and saw by the caller ID that it was her friend, Peter.
Hey Pete, what's up?
She asked.
Not much. I'm bored, and I thought I'd see if you wanted to hang out.
Sure,
Said Diana.
come on over. We can watch a movie or something.
Cool, I'll be over in 15 or 20 minutes.
He said cheerfully. She hung up the phone and decided to take a shower before her friend arrived. About 10 minutes later, she was in the middle of shampooing her hair when she heard a loud knock on her front door. Sticking her head out of the shower, she shouted.
Come in, it's open.
A few minutes later, the banging on the door started again. She stuck her head out again.
Hey, it's not locked. Just let yourself in.
She cried. Just then, her phone rang. It was Peter. She answered it and said, in an irritated voice,
I'm in the shower. Why don't you stop knocking and just come in?
On the other end of the line, her friend's voice was hushed and urgent.
Don't open the door!
Diana was shocked.
Why not?
I'm outside your apartment building.
He whispered.
I just saw a strange woman going up the stairs to your apartment. She was crawling on all fours.
During a wedding reception of a young couple, the guests decided on a drunken game of hide and seek. It was decided that the groom was it, and he eventually found everyone but his new bride. Eventually, the man became furious and decided that it wasn't funny anymore, and left her there. As weeks went by, he accepted that she'd had second thoughts and went on with her life, so he did the same. He thought the bride ran away. A few years later, a cleaning lady dusted off an old trunk in the attic of the building where the reception had taken place. Out of curiosity, she opened it. Inside the trunk was the rotted body of the missing bride, who'd apparently became locked in the trunk while she was hiding. Whether she'd suffocated or starved was unknown, but her face was frozen in a scream, and there were scratches inside the trunk. You are home alone, and you hear on the news about the profile of a murderer who is on the loose. You look out the sliding glass doors to your backyard, and you notice a man is standing out in the snow. He fits the profile of the murderer exactly, and he is smiling at you. You gulp, picking up the phone to your right and dialing 911. You look back out the glass as you press the phone to your ear, and notice he is much closer to you now. You then drop the phone in shock. There are no footprints in the snow. It's his reflection you're seeing. It was late at night. A couple was traveling on by car when at a far distance they saw a woman in the middle of the road, waving frantically. The wife told her husband to keep on driving because it might be too dangerous. But the husband decided to pass by slowly so he wouldn't stay with the doubt on his mind of what might have happened and the chances of anyone being hurt. As they got closer, they noticed a woman with cuts and bruises on her face as well as on her arms. They then decided to stop and see if they could be of any help. The woman was begging for help, telling them that she had been in a terrible car accident, and her husband and son, a newborn baby, were still inside the car, which was in a deep ditch. She told them that the husband was already dead, but her baby seemed to still be alive. The husband that was struggling decided to get down and try to rescue the baby, and he asked the hurt woman to stay with his wife inside their car. When he got down, he noticed two people in the front seats of the car, but he didn't pay any importance to it and took out the baby quickly and got him to its mother. When he got up, he didn't see the mother anywhere, so he asked his wife where she had gone. She told him that the woman followed him back to the crashed car. When the husband went back to look for her, he noticed that clearly the couple in the front seats were dead, one of whom was unmistakably the woman who flagged them down.